Alright, so I'm here to show you how to build an iPhone UI. It's super simple. All you gotta do is create an empty project, name it whatever the heck you want, or name it presentation, because this is what it is, and create. Then all you gotta do is new file, add a view, and you go over here and you start dragging stuff onto it. So we got a label, a button, and a label. And voila, your view is now done. That's how you make a view. Wait, what's that? My viewers are smarter than that? Okay, then, yeah, forget all that. I'm going to teach you how to make it yourself. Because WYSIWYGs are dumb. So, instead of creating a view, you're going to create an Objective-C class. And it needs to have a subclass of UI view controller, which is what you use to connect it to the view. Make sure to check this little box, because that'll create your view for you. Not the WYSIWYG. Keep in mind, not the WYSIWYG, because that was dumb. Now you have a view, but the only problem is it's not actually hooked up. So what you need to do is you go into your app delegate. This is where your program enters the program. With the correct capitalization. Then down here we are going to, again with the correct capitalization, and now we need to create the view. The view controller to view controller. Now the nim name is actually the name of your view that's over here, this zip file. It's hard to distinguish that. It's that specifically. And we can just send no. Still not. We just created it. So they very nicely created for us. And we use the root controller. So now that we have it hooked up, we can just go ahead and run it. Oh, I had a lowercase I. Look at that. Correct capitalization is important. And it'll bring up your simulator and it'll pop up. There's a weird shaped simulator. It's usually supposed to have the UI of an iPhone, but I guess at this resolution it just fails to render the iPhone bit of it. But trust me, it is there. Also, these buttons don't seem to work. So in here, we need to add some stuff to it. So I'm going to do similar to that WYSIWYG. I'm going to add the text field, a label, and a button. So what I'm going to do is I am going to create that is iPhone specific actually uses this UI, or it starts with UI usually. See whatever you want. And then we could do a knit and then like change the shape and position later. But I'm instead going to do it straight from here, and I'm going to shape it should have. So I'm going to make it at point X of 20 and 20 in the height. So now we're going to call this, and this will add it to the page, the window. Keep in mind it is actually there somewhere. It's just really hard to see because it doesn't really have a border. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is the border color, border width. So first, border width of 1. Color of okay, this resolution apparently breaks the simulator. Hey, look at that. Now it looks like a simulator. It's still a little big though. Just one moment. Oh, there it is. It was way bigger than I imagined. Okay, so at the top of here, now you see the text field. It wasn't visible because it did not have the border, but you could still click it and enable the keyboard. It's way down here. So pressing whatever doesn't really do anything. It also makes the keyboard disappear, if you notice that. Keyboard does work though.
When you're closing it, reopening it, were you changing the size at all, or you're just restarting it?
I was restarting it because it's a little fussy. As far as I'm aware, at the present moment, I do not know how to change the size of the window resolution. I imagine this is just the default. So now I am going to do something with that text that when I press enter. So I'm going to go up. The reason why I was able to use dot notation was actually because it is a property. I am aware of the new in beta framework called Swift that utilizes almost entirely properties, from what I can tell. What I want. So I'm going to make the X the same as the text field, and I'm going to make the Y the text field's height plus its width plus its Y location plus 5 so that it doesn't overlap. So now that we have the also invisible because the default background. So I'm going to change it to a red. And it should now appear on there. If I did everything correctly. Yeah, there's a label right there. Doesn't have any text, so let's remedy that. And there you go, label. Now we are going to do something to that label by when we press enter on the text field, I'm going to change the text of the label to whatever I enter in the text field. So in order to do this, we have to use something called delegates, which you have to make the view controller know about it. So I'm going to change this to a which will give me access to a few methods. One of them being and this on that text field. So which will actually, well, one thing we have to also do is actually set the text field to know that it can use it delegate. So use me. So whatever I enter changes the label now. Though it does not size correctly. Okay, and now I'm going to say, what if I wanted to like format whatever the text I had in there was. So in order to do this, simple by saying string with format on the NSString class. So what we need to do is, for example, I'm going to ask, what do you guys think we put in here to be able to format this string into this string? Like it's a single character. An S? Well, you think it would be that simple. Yes. That actually doesn't work because an S in Objective-C is considered a char for some reason. I'm not sure why they didn't use a C or anything. The symbol is S. Who knows? I'm guessing because all strings start with, I suppose. It doesn't no sense to me, but that's basically how you do it. So yeah, I did it. Say for what if we wanted to like if I had a bunch of values by a space to denote each word by its position. So I would replace that space with like an index. Say for example, yay had a 0 there, value had a 1 there. Well, there's an easy way to do that, or should I say not so easy way to do that. I'm going to, and in order to do this, I need to have an array of characters or words separated. Words. I'm going to separate the by calling this isn't it? So now I have each of the words, like I have yay and value in this array. Now I could go writing a for loop if I wanted to iterate over all, but instead there's actually a way to enumerate all of them, similar to LINQ, just minus the dot notation and a lot more complicated. Words, which is the array, and this block thing. So I am going to pull all of them out, and they're going to assigned integer, since I suppose index can't really be negative. A Boolean, what that is for, just use the break word, I suppose. But it is there if you desire to use it. Yeah, hold on. Tried formatting it properly, but Xcode is not agreeing with me. Okay, so we are going to a word. I wish it were that easy. Just put a plus there. No. String append. Oh, yeah, get this. You can't actually just index there, because it'll yell at you, because index is an integer. So what I'm going to do is actually do this similar thing up here, like I did with string format. So I am going to pass, and it will go straight away into string by appending string. So can anyone? Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah. Oh, I love it. We need a thing. Yeah. Now, can anybody guess what number, whatever, we put in there? ABC? Okay, I heard an ABC. No, that's actually wrong. D, I also heard that. That is correct. That one is like the only one that makes sense, honestly. So then if you do that, then self.label.text should everything with indexes. And it only took like a million method calls. But we did it.
Is there any toString on index there instead of having to do with format?
No. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Gotta get them square brackets right. Okay. Now, say I wanted to add a fancy little button that changes the label. Magic happen. What I would do is actually, let's go ahead. And now I am going to write a method. Honestly, I think the classes are the most that make sense in this entire language. Stuff. And to set it to, hang on, I need math here. Okay. No, wait. Don't overlap. It's important. now I'm going to add it to the view. So now, with all the hope in the world, hope it works. Oh, where'd the button go? Yeah, it is. Just making sure. I'm going to make it red color for reasons unknown. Hey, look, there's a magic button. It doesn't have any text though, so let's remedy that. Set. So just in my lovely WYSIWYG example for state, for telling it what will happen in situations. Though I haven't found a way to set the color based on the state. But you can change the title or whatever the button says. Suppose we're going to use normal because that's default. So now we have a title. It should say push me. Oh, it doesn't say push me. Can anybody guess why?
The text is not this right color.
Yes, that is correct. The text is white for strange reasons. Though in the WYSIWYG, you guys saw the text was black by default, right? Let's change the text. For oh yeah. Tint color. Oh, there it is. It's not actually on the layer. Wow. Okay. Okay, button. They put it right where the border color is, but no, they don't need that. So let's make and let's run it. Oh no, it didn't work. I've got a better idea. Background color. That'll make everything. Pink. Oh, let's try that. Hot pink color. Against pink, apparently. Let's get rid of that tint color. And let's add a thing. There we go. Beautiful purple-red button. It does nothing so far. Yes. See, as you can see, the text is white by default. Not sure why. We could have also set the background. We gotta hook it up to change the text of the label. So in order to do that, we have what is called a selector. Selectors are a beautiful thing. Add target. So the ID you put here is actually where the method or function you're going to call is. So I'm going to put a method butane pushed and it's going to do nothing after that. Okay, for now. So I'm going to, which is where this function is, and this is really has weird syntax. So like selector, and then you would do button push. The reason it has in there is because it counts that as part of the name. So if I put a space there, it's no longer considered a method one. It's oh, look at that. I was expecting it to die. Screen share, desktop 1. Good. And we're back. We got video again. And hopefully still have sound. Okay, and we forgot a semicolon down here. So now it is complaining about it wrapping. Undeclared selector. Huh. All right. Actually, instead of UI control state, this actually uses a UI control event, which my IntelliSense seems to have died. So what I'm going to do is, whenever they let go of the button, inside the button, I'm going to call this action, which is going to go in here, which will tell you which button it was. Well, if you have like one button, it'll tell you which button it is. So inside of the button action, I'm going to change the text of the label to say this language is really pushing my buttons. And that should magically work. And not entirely fill in, which leaves a bit of mystery about what I think of this language. A few things I found with this button action is, one, if you have more than one button, the only way to really tell what button it is to add a tag to it, say 24. But you'd have to do that for all your buttons. Say, for example, you're playing a checkers game or chess game. You don't know what button they clicked because you have like a million squares that, in my case, I use them like buttons. And it doesn't give you like coordinates for what button was pushed. Sure, you can add a tag, but it's only one number.
You also add a string, or is it just numbers?
It is only numbers, sadly. If I could add a string, that would be fantastic. But no, it's just numbers. The only way I could figure out how to differentiate it is to add a different class here and put a method inside there, and that class will actually contain like the coordinates itself. Just a tidbit of information there. And what if I decided that I didn't want the keyboard down here after I'm done typing? You notice it stays there. Then in order to do that, all I need to do is inside of the onEnter text field doodah, which is right here, I need to tell the text field, which they very kindly passed in, to end editing. And I will pass yes. Not sure why anybody would pass no there, because that seems a waste of resources. But that's all you have to do, is just to do that. And there you go. No more keyboard. Comes back when you try to enter more stuff. So, are there any things that you guys want me to add? Oh, and the keyboard when you push the button? Well, that's simple. All I have to do is make the text field into animation. I'm talking about advanced stuff here, but not that advanced. Well, technically, it already has animation for when the keyboard goes away. What I could do is, when I'm setting up the text field for yeah, self.text field. Now everywhere I reference it, I need to put self on it because it's a property of the class itself now. Keep in mind, it's not a static variable. It's just one of the class. Oh, right, yeah. Huh. Forgot to tell it when the button's pushed. Stop editing. Yes. Not sure what this will do. Maybe it'll make the keyboard come back. Who knows? A little bit of experimentation there. Pushed. Yeah, okay. It doesn't do anything apparently. It's pretty useless. Alright, anything else you guys want me to potentially add? Alright, so that sounds like a unanimous no. We like your UI design, and you should publish it to the public. And that concludes everything I have planned to talk about.
So you were in the WYSIWYG really fast and you switched over here, but it looks like you were able to do things faster in WYSIWYG. So I'm wondering why you would want to do it this way instead.
Because you would have more control in this fashion. You'd be able to understand what everything is doing, and you would be paid more because you'll understand it. Drag and drop is pretty hard, but knowing how to actually write them,
Have you done any way to get it to just use the defaults like the designer does, so that when you create those components and stuff, that they don't just all default to stuff that doesn't make any sense, like white background and everything?
No. I could make a pull request, but they'll most likely be denied because they love their designs. As far as I know, I didn't look too much into that.
So as far as picking up difference and stuff like that, does WYSIWYG make it easier or harder?
Well, it certainly makes you have to look a lot more. Like, you have to look for it a lot more, like where the things are. Like, you have to, like, let's see. So if I wanted a button, I wanted a label. I didn't look too much into this WYSIWYG because it's so old-fashioned, and anybody can do it. But I'm assuming you could go over here and tell it to drag on touch up inside. We will, yeah, okay, I can't even figure this out. Oh, there it is. It's just very touchy. And touch up, we're going to connect it to something. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's supposed to do. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to toggle underline, I guess. I'm not sure how to connect it either to the app delegate directly.
So I'm thinking that's going to hook up all that's going to create your IDs and everything for you. So you just go, hey, this button, do this button, do this.
Oh wait, here, look at this. Oh, this. Run that. Whoa. Oh, it crashes because I actually set this as my view controller. Hence. And so it's like looping. It doesn't know what to do apparently.
Can you also go back and forth between code and actual WYSIWYG? So say you add like a text to code and then you want to go into WYSIWYG and
Yeah, let's see that. Let's see if I can put a button down here. I'll leave it over here so they're out of the way. See if they combine them. Look at that, right too. Big click click. Apparently the text is actually blue on this. Strange. So yeah, you can go back and forth between Code and WYSIWYG if you wanted to. So I preferred Code because these two things, if you look at them in the UI, let's see. There's got to be a code. Well, they make it very difficult to not see that because it's not favorable apparently. But if you look at that, they basically just slap everything on there, even the default values. Like if a property has a default value, they just slap it on there with the default value, even if it's not needed. With the WYSIWYG, it makes your file sizes a lot larger because it adds those default values when they're not needed.
We're just the same thing in web forms. That generated a bunch of garbage in the background and also introduced like you said, a lack of understanding of what's really going on.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you think, honestly, why do you create a designer in the first place? You do it to generate a bunch of small things that suck otherwise.
Yeah.
Rather than designing something like language-wise that is intuitive and more natural feeling.
Yeah, you won't learn anything about creating it if you're just using the WYSIWYG. You'll basically understand how to drag and drop and change text, I suppose.
Gives you the nice button states where you click on it and other things, but that's about it. I would imagine it's easy to do simple things, but once you try to do anything more complex than that, then you start to break walls.
Yeah, say for example you wanted 2 different views.
But you didn't come across any type of templating framework or anything, so you could say like all the buttons in my app look this way.
I didn't look too much into that. I was more focused on learning the language rather than templating and architecture and all that.
Maybe next time then.
We'll see. Well, if it's outdated, no.
Good
Yeah.